Semi-final time. Okay, tournament number 7, everybody. We have Team Wa against the flipping Mafia. Previous round was a bit insane. Team Wa, they absolutely destroyed the donuts. I mean, destroyed. It's like a full-on Mafia setup. Not only did they kill the donuts, they killed everybody that knew them. They killed their family. They killed their everybody. The donuts, they don't exist anymore. They ate all of them. So, what was it? 22 kills to 1 at the end of the match? This was insane. Now, with that, the donuts might find themselves in a bit of a pickle. They definitely have to step it up in upcoming tournaments if they want to make it not only into the top 8, which should be fairly easy for them still, but if they also want to get into the top 4 so that they would start their playoff run in the winner bracket, that is going to be a bit more difficult given the fact that they could end up going up against one of the top teams in an early round again, because they don't have a decent seeding spot right now. But for now, all of that is something that we can talk about in the future. Maybe in tournament number 8, we are in the semi-final here of the 7th qualifier, and we have the flipping Mafia doing their thing against Team Wa now. Now, the blue team, they are still the favorite. There's no denying it. They've been playing exceptionally well. The team is insanely stacked. And as it turns out, Zelia is bossing it today on the tank role, since Masquerade couldn't apparently not make it. So they switched roles a little bit on the team, playing with the sub today, and find themselves here in a situation where they are having Zelia run the main tank. Hydra, by the way, subbing in on the other side, or in for the team now, for the flipping Mafia, as the Russians are going ham here. And I'm a bit hyped. This is a best of 3 series as we are in the semis. So now we have Junkrat banned out, Sylvana, Zagara, and Uther all eliminated. The same thought process that we've seen in some of the earlier rounds still prevails. We have seen it in the previous tournaments too. The early pick into Vala, Nenopi. They played it a couple of times. This, on the other hand, they didn't do. So the entire time it was always Vala, how do you play it? Do you go for the double support with her? Do you try and get a Medivh into play? Do you maybe play around Zarya? Get some shield mechanics going? Or are you absolutely comfortable to just draft a triple front line, try and shield her, create some space for her, and then let her do some damage? So those are a few of the things that you can set up if you want to. Abathar, on the other hand, that is something that we don't really see all that often with it. And they ban out Zeratul immediately because, well, Zeratul plus Abathar usually equals a lot of dead backliners and squishies. Stukov wouldn't be too happy about this either. But that's already an interesting setup. Because Abathar is such an annoying hero to go up against if you have a good one on the other side. It's kind of nuts. Now, Abathar plus Lucio, for example, is a pain in the ass to begin with, because you just can't run away from him, right? And while Lucio keeps tabs on you, it can also dish out some damage. Abathar is going to rip you a new one. Yeah, for the blue team, we got Zelia on Diablo this time. Dino on Cassia. And the Dehaka pick for the global. Now, Dehaka, he likes the slugger, he likes the worm. If he can tunnel up or down and take Abathar here, that would be kind of fun. But yeah, last double pick for the Flip Mafia in game number 1 of the best of 3 series, and we get Imperius and we got Leoric. Alright, so you have 2 frontliners, got Abathar. And on the other side, oh, they're sieging up with Sergeant Hammer, trying to exploit the early game disadvantages that an Abathar composition has. I like it. Sneaky setup. So, Towers of Doom, everybody, game number 1 between the Flipping Mafia and Team Wa. Let's head straight into it. Towers of Doom, Team Wa against the Flipping Mafia. On the left side, Dequaza on Dehaka. Zelia on Diablo. Yeah, he's playing the main tank today since Masquerade could make it. Dino on Cassia, Azurite on Stukov, and Ultralisk on the Hammer. It's hammer time! And the problem, of course, when you're running an Abathar composition is that in the early game you're missing that 5th hit point pool in big team fights, and so Sergeant Hammer can siege up and do some damage. Nenopi is playing the Slugger for the red team. We got the Mafia with X-Ray on Imperius, Farlander on Leoric going into the Consume Vitality on level 1, Bishops with an arrow build Vala, and Hydra is playing Lucio. So, at the bottom of the map, slowly start to rotate over here. I'm just a bit afraid that with Ultralisk on Hammer, we might have the Mafia in some trouble early on in the game. Now, it's not going to end the game immediately or anything, but you can set yourself up for some mid-game success if you dominate the earlier stages. And as long as you play Protect the Hammer against an Abathur composition, you're normally kind of fine, because again, you're missing, or your opponent is missing, that 5th hit point pool that can become a problem. So team fights right at the start, not really the best thing normally when you're going up, when you're playing an Abathur setup. Obviously he has a lot of advantages later on in the game, has a bit of global control through his symbiote that he can use, can always, yeah, do exactly that. Tune up the 1 versus 1 a little bit and make it a 2v1 setup. So Dequaza's not going to have a whole lot of fun here, because every single time that he's going to threaten Leo, Symbiote is going to move in. But as soon as Sergeant Hammer gets the hovering siege mode, that's a bit of a different story. And you can already see it happen, because normally at the 1 minute mark, both of the teams make a play for their pumpkin camp, and the Mafia couldn't do that. They just can't. They're doing it a little bit later here, but this could be the invade right now. So that's the problem. There's the Haka, and now they have to give it up. There's no way they're going to take it. This is not a fight that's going to work well for them. Hydra is already in trouble, and he goes down. That's exactly the situation that I talked about earlier. You just don't have that extra hit point pool in the fight. So if it comes to a longer sustained battle, then you will lose that eventually. That's the problem with Abathur there in the early stages. So that invade from Team War made perfect sense. Just look what happens. They're sieging up at the bot lane. We're talking 2 minutes into the game, and control will be lost. The Mafia are likely to lose their bell tower, either here or just a few minutes down. Yeah, nice, I like that. With the level 4 here, saving the position, and they're getting the kill against Imperius too. Yeah, a few minutes down the line, they might take it down. They might take it down right now. Either way, the bell tower is going to fall. There's the level 4 talent now. And of course, that doesn't mean that the Mafia is out of this yet. Abathur is quite strong. He can be incredibly powerful as the game continues. But the early game is lost. And it gets reflected not only in map control and structural advantages for the blue team, but also in the lead and experience that they locked in. So this pick into Hammer was really, really smart to counteract the early Abathur. So very nicely done by Team War, but they still have to play it out, of course. And it's early in the game, so the attempt of the Mafia to take this back is already kind of nice. If you get 2 of the altars channeled now, though, that's 10 shots already fired, and that's what they're aiming for here. The extra points that they can get off the opponent's core, and there it is. Bam! 10 points in total, boom! Off the core immediately, and now up at the top. Farlander at least gets 3 shots in for his team, 37 to 30. Still, huge advantage, of course, now. And the early level 7 talent is here too. It's a level lead for the red team. There's comeback potential. There always is with an Abathur composition, but you have to reach level 10 for sure. Also, we will have Mule very likely in play, which means that from here on out, Abathur has a chance to repair those structures and keep them alive a bit longer. Up at the top, Farlander still gets some support here. But the red team is playing fairly passive. And for good reason. Again, they need to take it easy for now. They can get a bit more aggressive later on in the game. Ultralisk, of course, has now on level 7 one of the most important talents, if not the most important talents for Sergeant Hammer. The Hover Siege mode right here. And yep, there comes the Mule. Frost Shot again for Vala. Trying to get that extra control. And the camp gets stolen again. Ultralisk is getting attacked here and eats a lot of damage. Needs to stay away from them now or he's going to be taken down. But Azerite, he's topping him off already. Now they are attempting to escort those pumpkins in. And they might succeed in doing that. So a few more points off the core would already be a problem this early on. Yeah, they're zoning them well here. Pumpkins are moving forward. They take 1 down. They try to go for the second, and they do, but 1 shot connects. And that's number 2, number 3, and number 4. 4 more points off the core in total, and that drops the Mafia down to 26. Yeah, so this early game is rough. It's rough for the Mafia. Yeah, up at the top, Dequaza, he's already pushing this out. Lucio at the bot lane also down, and they're going even for another kill. Still trying to get that bell tower back as the altar gets channeled, and with the successful channel that we had on Cassia's side, that means we're looking at 24 Sorry, 21 to 37 points now. On top of that, it's level 10 versus level 8. And that extra boost through the heroic abilities makes it even more dangerous. It's a bit crazy. Team War, they are here to win the day. It seems like they are set on... Oh! Get sniped, baby! Yeah, nicely done. Alright, we'll just take another look at it. It was kind of funny, so here, check out Hammer. So Hammer is sitting there, and yep, there we go. And boom, down she goes. Yeah, now the previous setup doesn't allow you to properly see her, but yeah, you got the idea. That was absolutely spot on. Sniped with the ult and taken down. 5 kills to 0. Finally level 10 abilities for the Mafia. And now the attempt to bring this back. With the ultimate evolution, of course. But I'm not sure if they still can do that. We're gonna find out though. 37 against 21 points, so that's what we're gonna get here. Up at the top, still our 2v1, so to say, with Farlander getting some symbiote assist. Single altar again on the map, and it's 5 points that are on the line now. The problem really in retaking the bell tower is that Sergeant Hammer is it's so annoying to siege into. You don't want to attack into Sergeant Hammer if you can avoid it, but look at this, they're committing, they have to. And they go for Stukov, and they get the kill. But here comes the Haka, so this isn't over yet. X-Ray, one sit, can't get it just yet. The drag does not connect with Bishop's Vala either though. Here comes the APOC, and the kill against Imperius and Leo. They retook the bell tower, so good for them. That's at least a small thing that they were able to accomplish, but it came at a price. They lost multiple heroes here, but they take the hammer down. Nice! They take the hammer down, and now they're most likely going to lose at least Vala for it, don't they? Yeah, they do. So, 8 kills to 2. Bell tower could potentially be taken down again. It's already eating some damage, but Dino is absolutely okay of just getting those 4 points in. Azurite makes it out again. Shots are fired. Azurite, no mace to the face here today. Nope, he's fine. But Leo goes down, turns into Leoki here. What an incredible performance today from Team War. At least up to now. 25,000 damage on Sergeant Hammer. Yeah, those right clicks, baby. Those right clicks. Ultralisk, he's doing the best that he can today. Really, this is a hero that allows him to shine with the mechanics that we already observed on heroes like Harrigan. The way that he moves these right clicks in every single time that the hero enters this radius is just absolutely amazing. I mean, look at it. Look at it. One hero steps in, right click, bam, right there. I mean, honestly, the skill ceiling on Sergeant Hammer, it is out of this world. Another one, look at it, bam, bam. Bam! Totally insane. Absolutely incredible. I mean, those are the high-stakes plays that we really want to see. Now the Slug got taken out. They're trying to punish Dequaza for doing that, but at the bottom of the map, commitment is there. Ultralisk with another right-click, like a boss. Like a boss. Oh, but he also nibbled with his ult at Lucio. They get Imperius. It's another incredibly dominant performance here by the blue team. They did fantastic against the Donuts, and now they are looking just great against the Mafia. Double altar is up. They control 5 bell towers. They would drop them down into the single digits if this happens. So, yep. Topside, catch experience, 29 stacks for Vala. Ultralisk, he's ready for those right clicks. Yeah, he's ready for them. Yeah, there were rumors that he's going to rename himself at some point into Ultra Right Click. Hasn't done it yet, but, well, the future will tell. Cassia gets a channel at the bottom of the map. Look at the experience. We're nearly level 16. Nearly level 16. And that is going to give them not only the 2-level lead back, but also the extra talent. And here we go. Ultralisk, like a boss. Like a boss. Yeah. Skill shots, overrated. Even though he locked some in with his ult. But yeah, they take the copy down. Here he comes once again. Another shot. Channel is happening from the Sergeant. Farlander's in trouble. And Farlander is not gonna make it. He's down. The shots are fired. 7 points to 37. And the Slug dodges out on the tongue. Nope, no snails today. Bishops. Mule is being dropped. Well, Bishop's is gonna be dropped too. Yeah, this is very likely gonna be lights out here. It seems like we're gonna have another bell tower taken, and that is now nearly full control over the map. 15 kills to 2. I have no idea what exactly is going on with the blue team today. They already played exceptionally well in the previous tournaments, but this today is just on another level. Is it really Zelia on the tank? Is that what's going on here? Masquerade not inting? Like, I have no idea, but it's insane to watch them here. I can't wait to see if they can continue this into game number 2, because right now it seems like it's absolutely hopeless here on Powers of Doom for the flipping Mafia. If they can make it back, don't get me wrong, that would be incredible. But the red team is just desperately trying to take one of the bell towers back, since their top lane is being attacked now too. And they get the kill against the Haka. Nice. So they get that done. Yeah, shots are being fired. At least one. No, they get it just in time to deny even a single shot through the barrage. Zelia on the move. And yeah, you don't just attack Zelia. You simply don't attack Zelia like this. He is going to punish you. And what a hit by Dino. Circling around the team to make sure that he gets the kill against Vala. He drops Leo as well. And is incredible. In the last 2 games, up to this point, in the last 2 games, against the Donuts and the Mafia, Team Wa has locked in 40 kills. 40. Ultralisk, he gets the channel, 6 shots fired, that puts them down to a single point. And yeah, the Slugger with the channel on the left side. Over here, they're trying to interrupt. No pumpkins pushing through the bot lane. Zelia still trying to get out here, and he can. They're waiting for Stukov to get back, but the hammer is back. So is Farlander, though. It's pushed back here as is. Yeah, they're trying to make the play for the Haka, I guess. There's an altar left. One altar still on the map. And Stukov is still not back. Stukov is not going to be back for another 5 seconds. The interrupts are there. They Quasar! Mace to the face! Are they going to get it? Yes! There it is. Now, that might be a kill. Dino is stepping it up big time, and with the help of the hammer, he gets the kill. Nicely done, and this isn't over yet. Ultralisk makes his way out. We get the kill against Vala. What a performance. 20 kills to 5. Azerite low, heals himself up and makes it out of the fight. X-Ray low, super low. X-Ray! And he's not dead yet, but Lucio's fallen without his support. I don't think he can do anything here. Zelia is low. There's the engage. And this is it. Unfucking-believable. What a performance today by Team Wa. This is incredible. Yeah, Leo is back, but that's not going to help him for much longer. They start the channel. I guess Abathar can tunnel in and say hello and go for the quick slap. But even that isn't happening. It's game, everybody. 23 kills to 5. Team Wa with the lead in the best of 3 semi-final. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Second game! The blue team. They're crushing this today. I was very hyped for the previous round when Team Wa went up against the Donuts, and then it turned out that Team Wa, they ate their wheat bix. They came into the game and crushed the Donuts. Now they're going up against the flipping Mafia, and boy did they do well here. Now, it's game number 1, so you always, you're going to the next map and you're like, well, it's only one map, maybe something just didn't really work out properly for them, didn't flow, they had an idea, they were countered with the Sergeant Hammer pick, but that is just such a strong performance in this tournament up to this point from Team Wa that you have to give them some credit here. Very, very impressive. Now, the ban early on, we have Stukov eliminated. Infernal Shrines is this time the map, and here comes the Tychus ban. And, yeah... It feels a little bit bad because this was the first time in a long time when we saw Abathar played. And yeah, at least on the European side where he doesn't really see that much play, which is kind of sad. And every single time you feel, okay, this is a good opportunity to pick him, he gets banned out. Now they committed a bit earlier and they were counterpicked. And that just wrecked them. Now, Tychus, because of Odin, gets banned out. We have Ulsa also banned. And yeah, it comes down to the first pick. Are we going to see another Vala pick? No, Zagara's open. Yeah, exactly. Zagara is open. Now this is a typical situation where you will have a lot of people that immediately say like, oh my god, how can you leave Zagara open? Now, of course, if Team Wa loses here, then it's all going to be blamed on them letting Zagara through. If, on the other hand, the blue team wins, then it's going to be like, oh my god, they're so good. So, yeah, that's the situation that you're always in. People need to predict who they think will win a game before the game starts, not afterwards. Hindsight is always 20/20. But obviously you are aware that in that situation, either Zagara or Vala is going to be picked first, and Team Wa just said, hey, whatever you take, we get the other part of it, and we're happy with that. So if Nenopi and his boys would have just decided, listen, we're going to take Vala again, then Zagara would now be in the hands of the blue team, and so they just said, either one is fine with us, whichever we get, we're going to deal with it. So Zagara was prioritized by the Mafia. We get Dehaka and Malfurion for them. And on the blue team side, we get Brightwing. So we got some global action on both sides. We got the follow-ups with the CC and the Polybomb on the same side. At the same side, we have Malfurion now with the control over the choke points, especially into the shrines that they can use. Diablo gets banned. Sad panda moment, but okay. Personally, I love Diablo as a tank to just watch him. A good Diablo player is incredibly fun to watch. I mean, we have so many good ones, and had over the years. But yeah, Diablo is just a pleasure watching nearly every single situation. Very, very fun. But with the last ban of the game coming through, we got our Nubarak. Yep. So, let's go. What's the double pick gonna be here? Are we gonna get a Blaze on the side lane? Do we maybe have a Johanna at the front? We've seen plays with Mei around that too. I don't honestly know what Zelia wants to play here. I mean, Zelia doesn't move into the main tank position all that often, so I don't really know what he prefers on Infernal Shrines in that slot. It's Muradin! Okay, we get the Blaze pick, but on the front line we got Muradin for him. So targeted Storm Bolts. Muradin is not really a hero where he can shine as much as in the past two games where he played Anubarak and Dibbles. From a playmaking potential, unless you go for the Playmaker on level 10, not really all that much. I mean, as long as you reliably hit those Storm Bolts, you're obviously helping the team a lot. But it's not like you can go for these one-shot setups with Diablo, get these wall stuns going, find those perfect angles. It's all about Storm Bolts more so than anything else, and obviously your timing and just your macro play, your positions, trying to make sure that you are always stopping flank attempts from the opponent, that you're scouting the map out, that you're anchoring plays. Jojo and Sylvanas for the blue team. There's a lot of push potential. Sylvanas and Zagara on the same side. If you win the team fight and you get one of those Punishers, whew, you have a lot of options there. Maiev gets played by Ultralisk, and well, we're heading into Infernal Shrines. This is game number 2 of the best of 3 series. And if Team Wa performs the same on the same level as it did on map number 1, they will likely move on to the grand final now. But let's go to Infernal Shrines and find out for ourselves. The second map in the best of 3 series at the semi-final of qualification tournament number 7 for the X Cup. On the left side, we have Dayquaza on Blaze, Zelia on Muradin, Azerite on Brightwing, Dino on Vala, and Ultralisk on Maiev. On the right side of the map, the Mafia, after getting their butt kicked a little bit in game number 1, they're playing with Hydra on Malfurion. We got Farland on Dehaka, X-Ray on Jojo, Bishops on Sylvanas, and Nenopi on Zagara. Now again, guys, if you're not really familiar with this, the X Cup is sponsored by Heroes of the Storm fan, by our Mr. X. Long-time Heroes of the Storm fan. Played the game since Alpha and also followed the Heroes esports scene, including HGC, of course. And in the times of Blizzard abandoning the game, he stepped up to the plate and is currently supporting the European scene here. So a big shout out to our Mr. X, who makes all of this possible. And the X Cup here in particular. So far we had a lot of fun tournaments already, and yeah, it just continues. And this game is off to a good start with Team Wa moving aggressively into the territory of the Mafia and attempting to invade here. I like it. They got the first kill. They were able to take one already down. Zagara arrives back into the middle of the map. But you can see that the aggression that we saw in game number 1 is not going to abate anytime soon here. Quite the opposite. They're aggressively making plays to, first of all, dissuade the other team from going for their camp. They take their own, or at least they're attempting to. Zelia is doing what I mentioned during the draft. He's trying to anchor the plays of the team and zones the support out, which means that the Haka is down. Jumps onto the point as they're trying to ensure that they're not losing out on the camp. But Zelia's low and Zelia dies. And that is not the only hero that might fall here. Maiev barely made it out of the fight with pretty much negative hit points, and the camp gets stolen. So it's good to see that we're not only having one side being aggressive here, but now that we're looking at a more traditional setup without Abathur for the flipping Mafia, we have the first kill for the red team. A little bit more of a back and forth, and I like it. Awesome. So, 3 kills to 3. Vision obviously also slowly being granted by those creep tumors that are being set up here. That's what Zelia is attempting to deny right away. 4 talents are also in. Yep, down at the bottom of the map. There's Nanopi sitting tight, pushing the camp a little bit out or getting some damage in, but he needs to stay away from Ultralisk, who will, during the entire game, take any opportunity he can to put the pressure onto Zagara. Zagara is insanely powerful these days in regards to her damage output and what she just can offer, but she's also still very, very squishy. So if you get a Maiev on her, and let's say Muradin can jump in together with Maiev, then Zagara is in real trouble, and you gotta be very, very careful then. So X-Ray is sniffing out what's happening topside. He double checks on the camp and he sees what's going on there, but they're not making a play for it. Zelia riding into battle in style on the money pick, but he also gets very quickly caught and goes down. Jumped out with 10 hit points and then got his ass moonfired very, very hard by Hydra. And that is a very strong position now for the flipping Mafia on the first objective. This is going to be an arcane punisher here for them. Now, their timers are low, and Muradin is making his way back into the fight. He's already spawned, but there's an early level 7 now for the Mafia. They got the lead on objective points, and this is getting a little bit dicey. So this is very, very different from what we observed in the first game. And I'm kind of happy about that. Now, don't get me wrong. Blue team is super, super strong, of course, but the Mafia is not bad either. Now, we should still be honest here and say that the blue team is the favorite for the series. But now we have a game on our hands, and that's very different from what we observed in the first game. But at this point, it seems that Team 1 might actually take over. So, Dequaza gets attacked and dies. Dino is already insanely low. And the Mafia. Yeah, they're winning that little turf war over the middle shrine. And they're taking the Punisher. Good for them. So, they didn't get intimidated by the early game, where they got invaded hard. They took the camp instead, stole that away, and then they took the Punisher. Yeah, with that, we have them already pushing. First tower is down. They're trying to also get some additional hits in against Muradin, but with them opening all of this up this quickly, they might do a significant amount of damage to that fort. And as already explained earlier, if you're running Sylvanas and you're running Zagara, you have an insane amount of push power. And just look at the hero damage that they're dishing out here. That Punisher is still alive, and they're coming in again with everybody on the blue team already low. It's a 5 versus 5 here in the middle of the map. And there's just roaches everywhere. We got roaches, we got hydras, there's a full-on bug infestation. X-Ray though, yeah, he went down. But the drag connected too. And they're trying to get the counter kill. Can't quite make that work. But Zelia is also not giving up on a follow-up kill. And they get Sylvanas, thanks to Maiev. So Ultralisk is going beast mode on this one. Has to stay away from the Hydra, but is able to do that. And that's 4 kills to 3, so very even in that regard. Also on the experience, they're very close. Both teams, of course, now hoping to head for the early level 10. The damage in the mid lane hasn't really resulted in the fountain being taken down. Fort is low, though, and that's already a bit of a win. So yeah, good for them. Now, is he gonna... Nah, they let some of the creep tumors slide for now. But yeah, top side 1v1. And there's a level 10. Okay, so they're going for Ultralisk. Yeah, and he makes it out. It's dangerous though. The pressure play with Sylvanas Zagora is always a threat, and you can see it here. It's an easy fort. It's just like a rotation when you're aware that your opponent is busy on another lane. The early level 10 obviously helped. Zelia with the jump stun attempt. That backfired a little bit for him. But now with the Avatar on level 10, he's of course a lot more tanky. Eats those tumors, but there it is. Gets one in. Yeah, and that's a lot of damage against Hydra. They're also trying to keep him away from bishops. The heal is ready. There's the bunker, and talking about isolating people, it seems that Rayquaza might be in a bit of trouble. The Maw has already been used. There's the drag, and goodbye Rayquaza. Blaze falls, but at least they get the camp. So they lose a hero, but they are able to take the camp away from the red team. And I just love how they're hyper aggressive. I have no idea what Hydra is doing in that spot. Yeah, he got murdered hard there. I can only assume that it was Mafia that came in and tethered him. 41 stacks now in Vala. 18 for Jojo. So some self-sustain for her. Needs another 2 in order to kick it up another notch. Sylvana's already on their way up to the top, but I love how this is just back in right now. Hit after hit after hit. Yeah, 29,000, 31,000 damage, and another shrine activating topside. Second objective. It's only the front line so far that has taken damage on the side of Team Wa. And they're a little bit more aggressive around this. If they could take down that fountain, that would be the dream for them. Also, his spray game is on point. Yeah, Stormbolt. That one didn't connect. But they got the early momentum on the shrine, and it's Blaze and Vala. They can take these down very quickly. And even here, look at this. Nano Piece doesn't stand a chance. The 2 ults that they just used to try and save Zagara. And that's, of course, a huge setback. If just as the shrine is active, you're losing one of your most important heroes, then that's a problem. Ultralisk set all of this up initially with a good tether, and then the full-on body block. And of course now it's a bit of a desperation move by the Mafia to making a move for the point, but they're already down 30 stacks. So there's no chance, absolutely none. Even with an early level 13 talent, you can kiss that Punisher goodbye, for sure. Brightwing and the Haka, the 2 globals at the bottom of the map. 39 stacks, getting everybody back to business. The level 13 talents are in. And Brightwing at the bot lane is a bit outmatched because that's 3 heroes. But the rotation is there. And they try to go for Sylvanas. Do they get the hit? Bishops, where's that cooldown when you need it? Yeah, and Bishops doesn't stand a chance. They got the kill against Maiev though, and that was important. But now with a bit of body blocking, they might be able to lock in the second one against the Haka. Fallen! The essence! He's alive! Yeah, but for how long? Can they get him after all? The polybomb! The drag! And Farlander is down. Hydra finds himself in this very, very weird situation where he always activates his tranquility to keep one of his boys and girls alive just before the kill shot comes in. So that's a cooldown that is now down in drain 2. At the top, the Punisher was defended, but you could already see that with the help of Blaze that pushed together with it, they eliminated the the second fort of the game. And they're going for another one at the bottom of the map too. Yep. Coming straight in here to take another one down. Jojo. Okay. Johanna, she came, she saw, and she instantly died. Veni Vidi BG. So, now with the bot lane. Look at Zelia. Jumping around the entire time here, hoppity hop, and trying to get another Stormbolt connected. They took the fort bot side down. They took the camp. That helps them to take the fountain down. Sneaking it in with the vision game that you can play from that position. And as it stands, that's a 4-kill lead. And they're getting closer and closer to participating in the grand final. 33,000 damage for Zagara. 37,000 for Vala. They're looking really, really good now. Where's the level 20? Well, let's start with 16 first. Let's not jump ahead of ourselves. But yeah, on level 20 with the scaling, hold your horses. Yep. Someone just checked the bush, and you should do that against the Haka, or so I've heard. I think there's an educational video out there. But yeah, that's a quick burn against Murden, which is kind of insane in and of itself. Obviously, isolation helped a lot, or he would have activated Avatar and then most likely survived here. But with Murden down, there's at least some control back in the hands of the Mafia that could allow them to bring this back around the next objective, because we're talking level 16. Yeah, right now, there's the hit. They're taking you down. The fort is about to fall. And they got level 16 now as well. Zagara, as you would expect it, really, really high on the damage. She's at 35,000 here. Died 2 times. Still the weakness, being a little bit squishy. Another kill against Hydra. Yeah, that's the second one against Malfurion. Vala mercilessly locking the shot in. There's only 2 heroes in this game that haven't fallen yet. Trashwing and Vala, both on 0 deaths. Zelia, not hitting the Stormbolt this time, but the objective is up, and this is a bit of a moment of truth situation, because the blue team could get very far ahead here if they lock this one in and take the remaining fort down. They still hold on to 2. It's more, I mean, it's definitely more even than the first map. Honestly, if you compare this doesn't even compare to the first one. First one was just a really nice counter pick with Sergeant Hammer against Abathur and the composition that he was played with, and here they're just dominating. Now we're also in need of a few more globes for Johanna if she wants to have even more self-sustain. The next one kicks in 2. She just got 1 up at the top, but they are not making a play for this one yet, but they really, really have to, because that's 16 stacks already to the name of Team War. And the Mafia, they want this one. Jet propulsion connects with 2. Here comes Maiev, and Zagara is dead. The roach infestation has been completely obliterated. Down goes Jojo, and Sylvanas makes it out. Yeah, Sylvanas gets out, but the Punisher is safe. Yeah, they're gonna take it. Team War, again, dominant, and they're trying to go for Farlander, who is able to sneak away. But we still have some... Look at Zelia. Zelia's at the other side of the map pretty much. I mean, talking about keeping your opponent busy, right? He just doesn't care. 2v1, no problem. Give me the dwarf. He's all out of bubblegum. Top side though, they're not really going for a fight here. They're taking the fort in the middle. Blaze has set up top side just a bit so that he can threaten them there. But now we are moving through the mid lane, and of course the bigger problem is the approaching level 20 for Team War. And they just look way too strong here. Ultralisk once again jumping in with the damage. He's been playing a fantastic Maiev. It's Vala that drops most of the damage, of course. 60,000 for now. The Maw against Brightwing. The kill against Zagara. She's dead again, and she's not the only one. The kill against Jojo follows. We might see the game end right here. There's definitely not going to be a keep in the mid lane any longer. And now that they can make a play for the core, they might as well. 40 seconds until either Zagara or Jojo are back. They're looking for more kills. Hydra with the Tranquility. But it seems that this is the end of the line for the Mafia. The shield is gone. So is the Haka. And the core is falling. Only 2 survivors on the map trying to defend. Scratch that. But down to Sylvanas. Malfurion has also fallen. And this is game. This is game. Dominant performance today by Team War. They move on to the grand final. A 2-0 victory over the flipping Mafia, who now drops down into the third-party deciders match.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.